How can young people with learning difficulties be helped into work? Government figures suggest that only 7% of those with a learning disability are in paid employment. A few months ago, Lord Freud sparked a furious row when he appeared to say that some disabled people were not worth the minimum wage. Hannah Barnes has been to Bradford to see a project trying to tackle that sort of assumption.
On Ward 3 at the Bradford Royal Infirmary, Charlotte Raystrick is pushing a trolley of dirty lunch dishes towards the kitchen. She's one of 10 young people working at the hospital as part of Project Search, a year-long scheme which aims to help those with learning difficulties into paid jobs.
First I do a bit of a dishwasher, like collecting all the breakfast things, putting them through. I clean around the kitchen, and then I do the teas independently in the afternoon, and then I collect with Maria. At first I was quite nervous, but now I'm quite amazed to be here because I didn't think I'd do it.
Down in the canteen, I meet another intern, Sophie Wade.
An average day is really busy in here. We do serve quite a lot of food.
What do you hope to get out of Project Search?
To get a job and to get our money and to have a life.
Project Search operates in 31 places in the UK. A local college teams up with an employer, often a hospital, which is where the whole idea started back in 1996. Staff at the Cincinnati Children's Hospital in the US found that while they were treating many people with learning difficulties, there weren't any visible role models for them. Lorraine Cameron is in charge of the project at the Bradford Royal Infirmary.
Very early on, we had a young man with Down syndrome, and a family came, a man and a woman and their small child, who also had Down syndrome. And the dad got quite upset. He started crying, and he said to the woman on the till, "Just hope when my child is the same age as he is, that someone gives him an opportunity like this." That's what Project Search is about. It's about providing those role models to other young people and to their families, that they don't have to be passive recipients of care, they can be active citizens.
My name's Dominic Wall, I'm head teacher at Southfield School in Bradford.
Dominic started Project Search here because he was frustrated at seeing his students failing to make the transition from school to the adult world.
We realised that we sometimes wrap our students up in cotton wool a bit too much. And even when we've got them ready, the world isn't ready for them. We hadn't been successful in placing a student into employment for many years. It took all of our efforts, networking, begging, borrowing, twisting the odd arm, and even then, in 3 years of trying, we got 2 students into employment.
Compare that to the results from the first year of Project Search. 6 of the 11 interns who took part are now in permanent jobs, with a further 2 on work trial. A success rate of over 70%. Are you asking employers to subsidise, in a way, these young people?
No, absolutely not. Our young people come out ready to do a real job for the real pay for that job, and therefore the minimum wage would be a fair wage for many of the entry-level jobs that our young people are suitable for. Many businesses have hard to fill, hard to retain entry-level jobs, and they're often not seen as stimulating or rewarding. A Project Search intern will find that job really rewarding. They'll be delighted to be in the workforce. Project Search is a real steady stream of good quality employees.
This is the production area where we make all the sandwiches.
Tony Atkinson is the operations director of Tiffin Sandwiches. The company has over 100 staff, several of whom have learning difficulties. 19-year-old Donata Andrash got a job here as a washroom operative after finishing Project Search.
It's good to work here, it's nice.
What kind of jobs do you do?
Bucket, just on the bucket. I'm just washing up the buckets.
You do the utensils as well?
Yeah, and that.
Tony Atkins admits that at first he was reluctant to take on people with learning difficulties, but looked for roles that would work. Donata is paid the same as other Tiffin employees, £1 above the minimum wage. And 6 months after she started, Tony has no regrets.
It worked out to be one of the best decisions we ever made. It was absolutely brilliant. She does anything I ask her to do. Always on time, never late. I couldn't employ Donata to make the sandwiches in that sense because she wouldn't be up to grade. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't deserve a job. She's doing exactly the same as what an able-bodied person would.